What is going on, everybody? I am back today to talk about a film that is a few years old now. I think it was released in 2020. And as a lot of you know, one of my favorite genres of film is found footage horror. I love found footage horror or like mockumentary horror. I love how directors can work with a very limited budget and create things that are incredibly impactful or scary or convey a multitude of emotions. And I'm always looking for sleeper gems in the genre because sometimes you'll find some really low budget stuff that is really incredible. And this was a movie that I saw advertised on Prime Video while I was looking for something to watch. And it was something I've seen several people post about online. And I was looking forward to checking it out because I thought the subject matter sounded really interesting. It felt like it was found footage more in the vein of a film like Searching, where a lot of it is through computer footage and through a computer screen, which I think it's really cool when directors use techniques like that to convey their information. And I just sat down and watched this completely blind, didn't know much other than a brief plot description. And the movie I'm going to be talking about with you today is Mom, or Mothers of Monsters. Mom, Mothers of Monsters is directed by Tusia Lyman. A distraught mother suspects her teenage son is a psychopath who may shoot up his high school. But when he outsmarts the mental health care system, she is forced to take matters into her own hands. So, as I said, I was really excited to watch this movie when I read the description of it. It was in the found footage genre, so I was really excited about it. And unfortunately, I did not like this movie at all. I thought this was really poorly made. I honestly was surprised because in the first 10 to 15 minutes, I was really hooked on it and really thought that they established the characters well. And as the film progressed, I got less and less interested. The performances continued to get worse. And it honestly just became a miserable experience to sit through. And I'm going to talk about it with you a little bit today. So at the beginning of the film, we're introduced to Abby, who is mother to Jacob. And Jacob is a 16-year-old kid, and we see Abby early on in the movie addressing the camera, saying that she is filming her son because she believes him to be a psychopath and she thinks that he is going to do something horrible. And so at the beginning of the movie, she's constantly searching her son's room and their shed, and she's finding all of these things like layouts drawn of his school. She finds all these weird things in the drawers of his bedroom. And the entire movie is her filming her son, trying to figure out as if he is capable of doing something terrible, while at the same time finding out that when she was younger, her younger brother did something absolutely horrible. And so the entire film is like, is this a genetic thing? What would cause him to go crazy? Is he capable of doing that? And we also get footage through his perspective so that it's showing you as the audience member, like, is he capable of this? Is he truly a psychopath, or is he just misunderstood? So as I said, I did not like this movie at all. For starters, the performances are just really terrible. Early on in the film, I thought the mother was doing a really good job, but as the film went on, she just got worse and worse, and I felt like her emotion was so inauthentic. When she was acting scared or terrified in a situation, I didn't really feel it in an authentic way. It felt so staged and hokey and just uninspired. The actor who played the son was terrible, just absolutely awful. His performance was cringeworthy, like in the moments where he was having dialogue that was like hinting to whether or not he was truly insane. Like it just felt like he was putting on a bit in a way that was kind of irritating. Honestly, like seeing his character, he wears all these like military jackets and like camo pants or whatever, and then he's like blaring rap music, even though he's got a helmet with a swastika on it. Like honestly, like I just pictured this kid listening to like blaring death metal or something, and like every time the rap music came on, I was like, have people actually like studied kids that are like this? Like it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like maybe there are situations where that have happened, but for me, I was like kind of caught off guard. It just didn't seem very authentic. And honestly, like the crux of the issues happening was that mom took away the PlayStation, which feels so incredibly juvenile, and like I don't think that's gonna be the thing that sends the kid over the edge, honestly. And the moments where he starts to get a little crazy, you're like, okay, the motivation's here. I mean, he's a psychopath, technically, is what they're hinting at. So he could snap at any given moment. That's not necessarily the case, but I don't know. The pacing of this thing just fell all over the place. And when things really started to heat up, just the where it took place and like how they wanted the third act to blow up was so uninteresting to me. It was just really lame. And that's unfortunate because this concept is really interesting. I think of a movie like one of my favorite directors, Lynn Ramsey, made a film called We Need to Talk About Kevin, which I feel like captures this subject matter in a way that is far more authentic and interesting with better performances. And doing this in a found footage genre is really an interesting idea. I really liked where they were going with it, but I just feel like the execution was so incredibly flawed. The performances weren't very good. And honestly, I was just checked out by about the 40 or 50-minute mark. I was like, can we wrap this up? And this thing was like almost an hour and 40 minutes, and it felt padded. You could tell that you were sitting in this world for way too long. And that's unfortunate because, as I said, I felt like the premise was really interesting, but I would never watch this movie again. So, have you seen Mothers of Monsters? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I was not a fan of this movie at all. I just felt like the performances were really bad. I thought the pacing and the structure wasn't great, and I would never watch it again. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.